literally just watched, well, before I had to get my version 4 tickets, I just watched Jassie's video where he announced that he quit his job as a software engineer. It inspired me to just pick up my camera and film a video. I'm like really happy for him to pursue his dream of being a full-time creator. The top comment of that video was that the pipeline from software engineer to developer advocate to full-time content creator needs to be studied. And I thought that was so funny because so many people have done that. Yeah, his video just really inspired me to make a video. Because as you all know, I'm back in school. It's been quite hectic. So much to like share and update you guys on. I had literally just came to the conclusion that like I'm not going to be able to give you guys produced videos while I finish this degree. Like I'll try to do updates maybe once a month or something, but like super produced videos, I don't know if I'll really have time for that. That was my thought process before watching Jassie's video, and I was like, you know what, let me just pick up the camera, record, do what I can. I'll edit it and put this out when I get it out. His video was just, I think, really inspiring to me too, because he's someone that I always looked up to in this software engineer content creator space. When I started my journey and started kind of developing a community of people who are software engineers or trying to be software engineers, I didn't really have a goal aside from sharing my story. But as I started to watch other creators in the same space, the people that I really admired and saw myself, you know, that was kind of, I wanted to model myself and my content off of like what they did, was Marcella and Jassie. I felt like I would be a combination of those two. And neither of them, both of them quit their jobs as software engineers. Marcella quit and then she went back to work, and then she stopped making content, just fell off the internet. And so wherever she is in the world, I do hope she is well, and I wish her the best. Don't know if she's still working in tech. She's not creating content, but anyway, wherever she is, I wish her the best. And for Jassie, now, you know, leaving his job, corporate job as a software engineer and going into full-time content creation, I also wish him the best. You know, I don't wish for them to stay software engineers if that's not what they want to do, because life is a journey. And I myself have lived a good 15 lives at this point. So honestly, in this whole pursuit of becoming a software engineer myself, I've always said that I don't know that I would stay in it forever, because honestly, when I get married and have kids, I do want to be with my children full time. So I don't see myself working anymore at that point. We'll get there when we get there. It ain't gonna be tomorrow, it ain't gonna be next year. All that to say is, you know, it's okay to change paths. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to switch and decide to do something new at any moment. The people who leave because you've decided that you were going in a new place in your life just weren't meant to be there for that part of the journey. And the people who stick, you know, around do truly support you for who you are, not what you do and what you share. So now that we're recording, I'm going to do, I guess, like a week in the life video. This is going to be like a produced video, not just like a sit down update. I am going to give y'all an update on school, like where I am in that process during this video. It's Sunday, going on 5:30. I'm actually going to an acting class tonight. I haven't been to an acting class since last year, but the booking room is starting back today, and I used to love their classes. That was my favorite place to train pre-COVID, but it was literally a playground where, you know, you just come in and some days not know what you're gonna get and just have a good time to learn and grow and stretch yourself as an artist. So if you're in Atlanta and you're an actor or aspiring actor, you just want to like put your foot in there, it's a very small investment to like see what it's about. That's what I'm getting ready to do, and I'm really excited about it. Hello. Yes. Truck, please.
What can wash away my sins? Undefeated champions. Undefeated champions.
Hi, Kate.
Hey, Ju-
So, if you hesitate, if you repeat what somebody else said, or if you say the wrong word, even though if you say it confidently, it may go around a few times, but
It'll come back to
it'll
you.
come back to me. So, it's about speed, wit, creativity, listening. All of these things are important when it comes to this game, all right?
You all will want to get your items before we pick it up. Let's see. You want to get the items and the license plates, so make sure you get the license plates as well. Would you all be able to get them before Friday? Yeah, this Friday. So I just clocked out. It's about 6:30 p.m. This week hasn't really been that. It's been productive. Well, let me start over. What I had planned to do this week and how I had planned for it to go did not go, because for whatever reason on Monday I woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't go back to sleep until like 6 o'clock. So it was just a very low energy day. I just worked and sat down to do school, which I don't know if it's because I was so tired and my brain couldn't focus, but I did not get anything done. I literally sat there for the 3 hours that I scheduled myself to do school and got nothing done until the last 15 minutes. And in that last 15 minutes, all I did was clone a repository. I didn't do a single line of coding. I normally do school on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I take Tuesdays and Fridays off. Fridays to have some social time. Tuesdays so that I can cook myself dinner in the middle of the week and do other stuff that I might want to do. I set myself to start doing classwork at 6:30 because I get off work at 5:30. So I have an hour to like warm up some food, eat dinner, do a little mobility routine or something, like stretch if I need to. Not go straight from work computer to personal computer to keep my brain just going continuously. But it very rarely works out that way, that I have all that time in between. I was off by 6:30 and I cooked my dinner during my lunch break, which I usually try to work out during lunch, but today I was like, let me just go ahead and cook dinner since I'm in the kitchen. So I cooked my dinner so I don't have to do that now. Since I was not as productive with school yesterday, I'm actually just gonna log on and do school today because my job has like made some new changes. That's kind of a dark, let me turn back towards the light. My job is making changes about, they made a lot of changes in the last like 2 years even that I've been doing the job, changing the way we do things, and some of it is really frustrating, and it has just motivated me to finish my degree faster. So originally I wanted to complete the degree in 2 terms and be done by August of next year. But with this change, I'm like, let me get this degree done so I can hurry up and transition into a software engineering role, or at least something adjacent to that at my company. I'm not even waiting until I finish the degree to start applying. Like I've literally have already started applying to roles, software engineering and not. I'm trying to get out of my current role as soon as possible because I'm truly over it. I don't mind the work, it's tolerable, but it can be draining some days, especially as an introvert and with me in school. it's just a lot. It's really important to me that the work-life balance is there, and that stress and I guess overwhelm from work doesn't carry over into like my after work time, and it doesn't hinder me making progress in the other things that I'm trying to do or that I am doing. It's lunchtime. Before this kind of chaotic, semi-chaotic, but like low energy week came about, typically on my lunch break, I'll try to go get some physical activity in because I need it. But I don't feel like it. Even though today is a very bright day and I should. Even if I do something light, I guess let me just go like walk on a treadmill or something. I am going to Pilates tomorrow. I just want to sit down and relax. Let me get my sneakers. I had to switch cameras because my other one kept saying that I did not have storage on my memory cards. So hopefully the quality isn't too bad. This is just my camera that y'all are used to seeing me use. But I got off work early enough to take a nap and have some personal time. I actually have Pilates in the morning, so I'm not trying to stay up too late tonight. So I just have one thing that I'm trying to finish for school after my call with my advisor slash program mentor. What I'm going to do is do my Spanish, my Duolingo lesson for the day. That won't take long. And then I'll have about 30 minutes before I have to start my work, which I do need to eat dinner during that time, but I may take a break like halfway through to eat. Caminar y nadar son buenas actividades.
Dibujar y pintar son actividades divertidas.
Dibujar y pintar son actividades, actividades divertidas. Me duelen mucho los pies. I actually owe you guys an update on school. Basically, I'm struggling to focus, like so bad. I've not been exactly on the mark with the goals that I set as far as deadlines of finishing classes, but I am still on track for the original goal that I set of finishing in 2 terms. By the end of November, according to my original schedule, I would have finished 6 classes. So far, I have 3 done, 2 halfway done, and then 1 more will put me at 6 for the end of November, which would be on track. The 2 that I am working on this week, I should have had done last week because they were the 2 that I was supposed to finish last week. But last week was my in-office week, which means that left me doing those classes this week. So to be on track and like stay on track for where at my new goal, I need to finish the 2 classes that I was supposed to finish last week and add on 1 class for this week. So basically finish 3 classes this week. 2 of them are halfway done. I'm currently enrolled in front-end development and version control. Version control is really easy. It's only 1 credit hour or 1 CPU. Both front-end development and version control are classes that you pass the end of it by submitting a project and passing that project. Front-end web development has 2 tasks in the project, and you can't do task 2 until task 1 is passed. So I submitted task 1 on Monday. While I was waiting for that to pass, I started version control, and then I was supposed to submit that, and then once I got the results from task 1 from web development, front-end development, then I would do task 2 and submit that. So that's how last week was supposed to go. So those are what I'm working on this week, just trying to hammer out getting those done, which I was kind of throwing something together, but then I was like, you know what, I'm in all the learning I've done in the past, I've had more emphasis on back-end development, so I'm really not fond of doing front end, and I think that's part of the reason that I put it off. Flex boxes and all that, hate it. Or maybe I just haven't come to a point of truly understanding it. And honestly, to pass the test for web development foundations, I think I took the practice assessment and pretty much was almost competent in all areas. I was competent in 1 area and approaching competence in the 2 areas. So I really just studied the stuff that I missed and then retook it and passed, which that is another story for you guys. Let's rewind. When I took that test, it's proctored. So that means somebody is watching you on camera. They see your screen. They see like you and the computer and like your surroundings. You have to show them all of that. Basically, so they can make sure that you're not cheating. A lot of times while you're taking the test, the proctors will switch out for some reason. So I kept getting the notification that my proctor was switching out, and then it would come back and it was the same person. So towards the end, it finally switched to a new person, and she messages me and says, hello, welcome to blah blah blah, you know, yada yada yada. And I'm like, why is she bothering me? I'm in the middle of testing. So I just close the message, close the chat, and go back to finishing my test. So after like a few minutes of me not responding, I guess she sent another message and says hello. So I'm like, hello, and I'm looking at the chat like, what do you want? Because I can't see them, they can see me. And she says, did you do your pre-assessment stuff, which is basically scanning the room, taking a picture of your ID, all that. And I'm like, yeah, I did all that with the other guy. Close the chat, go back to testing. I didn't realize that she sent me a message, or maybe I didn't realize that she sent me that one. But I finished testing, and the first guy told me, let me know when you're ready to submit. So I go to the chat and I say, hey, I'm ready to the last guy told me to let him know when I'm ready to submit. And that's when she asked again, did you do the pre-assessment, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I did it with the other guy. And she's like, well, I can't see your screen, or I can't see your camera, so I need you to do it again. And I'm like, no, because that means I have to go out of the test. Like, I don't want to do that, because I might lose all the work I've done, and I haven't hit submit yet on the test. At this point, you're not supposed to talk when you're doing this proctored assessment, just in case it's like somebody else talking, giving you answers, whatever, you know, it has to be quiet, silent. So at this point, I start talking. I'm like, bruh, I don't want to go through all this and mess up the test. I just took this whole test, and I'll be danged if I ever do it again. So she's like, just refresh your page. When I hit that refresh button, the whole tab disappeared, test gone, vapored into thin air, and I start losing it. The chat is still up, so she can hear me, and she's like, submit your test, da-da-da, like sending me, this too late now, you done already messed me up. So I close the chat on her. I immediately cry. Yeah, I'm just sitting here like, bro, I'm gonna have to take this test again. I go back to like reschedule the test. As I'm trying to reschedule the test, I keep getting an error message. And so I'm like, well, let me chat with support and call them. So I got the chat loading, waiting for somebody to get back to me. I'm on the call waiting for somebody to answer. The chat and the call pick up at the same time. I let them know what's going on. Both of them said they can't help me. Hung up on both of them.
Hang up on you. Not in the mood.
And was like, you know, let me try to just keep rescheduling. So the next available time wasn't going to be till 1 a.m. And I was like, bruh, now I got to sit up till 1 a.m. to do this again. Tried to do it, didn't work. Then the next time I was like, you know, have to do it the next day. So I was like, okay, I'll just get up early before work tomorrow, do it at 6 a.m. That gave me an error message. And I'm like, bruh, all right, should I just schedule it for Saturday? That didn't work. Went back to the same day, and then a 12:30 was available. And so I'm like, okay, for whatever reason I can't reschedule, let me just call the school so they can reschedule it for me. So I call the school, I tell them what happened, and I'm like, I just need help rescheduling it. At this point, I'm defeated. I'm trying to be like positive, because during the test there were some questions that I didn't know I was answering right, and so I was like, well, maybe this is my chance to just do it again and make sure, like, do some more studying and make sure I know what the heck I'm answering. The girl gets on the phone. I explain the situation to her, and she says, so you say you finished the test, you just didn't submit it? And I was like, yeah. And now I gotta do the whole thing again. And she's like, well, if you finished it and you just didn't submit it, I can maybe locate it on my end and submit it for you. I was like, can you please try that? So she did. She submitted it, and she says, and it looks like it's a pass, so you'll get a notification soon. I was ready to cry again on the phone with her, just tears of joy, because that was traumatic. So WGU and whatever that testing platform is, I can't think of the name right now, get it together. As I was mentioning earlier in this vlog, my job is making some changes that I'm just like, bro, y'all are getting on my nerves. I was content to sit still till I finished the degree, however long it took. Even doing it in a year was very accelerated. I'm ready to get out of my role. I work in claims, auto insurance claims. I specialize in handling total loss claims. Dealing with the people can be frustrating. They're actually not the worst part though. Most people are actually, we can come to an understanding. If they don't agree with the number that we determined their vehicle was worth, we have a conversation. Y'all can't negotiate with me, but if you have more information to help me get a higher value on your car, I'm gonna do my best to do that for you, so we can come to an understanding. But leadership, you could be really productive, but because they want you to do some other thing and be in 5 places at one time and all this other stuff, then you end up on a list that looks like work avoidance because you're not doing this one thing that they wanted you to add on top of the other 3 things that you're already doing. I'm over it. I am currently under review for a technology analyst role. This particular role supports total loss within the company. So I think it's the perfect opportunity to build upon what I already do and what I'm currently learning. They want somebody who has the knowledge of tools used by software engineers. I'm like, hey, that's me. I'm already a total loss claim specialist, so I already understand the claim handling side of it. I don't know exactly what the product and tools are that you guys work on, like what is it? And I've I reached out to somebody on that team, on the technical team. She's a product owner, to ask, you know, get more information about what exactly the product is. And she is about to be on vacation for Thanksgiving, and then they have limited staffing and all this stuff. So she was like, we can talk the first week of December. Girl, I expect to be hired by then. I expect to have my interview by then, but I'm gonna still put a meeting on her calendar when I find space, because our things are not really working out for us to have a moment. But anyway, but yeah, in the meantime, I'm also keeping my eye out for software engineer roles within the company that I can apply for, and I'm trying to network, you know, with other software engineers, find out what teams might need free assistance, and maybe I can do a temporary work assignment. At the end of the day, the reason why I want to accelerate and finish the degree in this first term, so I would be done by February, is because if I don't transition internally, I will at that point have a degree under my belt to where in the springtime I will just start applying outside of my company. I love the company that I work for, quite frankly. I really do think that they're a great company to work for. Just leadership, not direct leadership. My manager is great, and every manager that I've had like before her and in other departments and segments that I've worked in have been great. It's when you start getting into the upper people that are just out of touch with what we do on a daily basis. But yeah, I would like to stay, but at the end of the day, I'm going to make the move that makes the most sense for where I'm trying to take my career. So yeah, that is my school update and my life update. I have, dang, only like 7 minutes before I gotta, well, David's gonna call at 6:30. 6:30 begins study time. Technically, I have my call first, and then I go into studying right after that. I don't know if y'all want to see me study, but I guess y'all can hang out for the rest of the night. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think I'll be good. I'll try to work out anything I might need before we get to Wednesday. Jello. Dang. Touch both of them equally. Well, that really wasn't that much. chai in my coffee. I love peanut butter. I'm gonna try it. Call me and say. Oh shoot. Well, this is my first time using this pitcher. Clearly. Let's see. Can I pour this without making a mess? Was that my sign to not do it? Oh, we're still going for it. Some almond milk creamer. Hopefully I don't have to throw this whole thing away. It tastes like coffee, but it also tastes like chai. They're not really battling each other, but they're not complementing each other either. So just don't try this at home. I literally just logged off from work. I don't have the brain capacity to do school tonight. I actually had a little bit of an anxiety attack while working today. I was getting so flustered. I was feeling it building up before my lunch. So when I took my lunch, I just wanted to sit and relax a little bit and relax my mind and like calm my nerves. It just continued when I clocked back in. And so by the time I went on my second 15 at like 5:30, I had to go cry on the couch. It was a rough day. It was a lot. So I'm going to bed. Good morning. It's Saturday. Finally. Saturday, and it's about later than I need it to be. Almost 10, I think. I have an appointment at 11, so I actually need to eat my food quickly. Yesterday, I just worked on my lunch. I downloaded Hulu on my iPad so I could watch an episode of Johnson just to relax my mind, because I've unplugged my TV so I don't spend too much time being distracted by entertainment. And it's actually helped, but I really needed some like no brain power decompression time, but like not just sit there or meditate, like just needed entertainment. So I downloaded Hulu on my iPad and watched an episode of Johnson, and then after it was over, I deleted the app. And then I went back to work, and they sent another email with more news that is just like, get me the heck out of here. Anyway, I'm probably gonna cut that off because I don't know how much details I can share about stuff like that at work. But I'm very unsatisfied, and I gotta go. I might apply to Skillstorm again. I know. Oh, I also found out yesterday when I logged back in for my lunch that I did not get the analyst job that I applied for. So I'm gonna reach out to that manager to see if there's a possibility for me to assist on a project basis, basically, as a learning opportunity. I just ran up the stairs just to record that because I was late getting here. Content creators, right? That store had some really cute Christmas stuff in there, but it was very expensive. They had this candle called Sweet Grace. It smelled so good. Don't hit my door now. It was $16, and then the big joint, $50. And I was like, ooh, no, it's gonna have to stay here. It ain't for Caitlin.
So baby, tell me why you wanna. She body make you do as you like. That's the deep, so go vibe tonight. Come on, baby.
So it's like 2:45, after 2:45 actually. I've been home for like 2 hours now. It's time to get up and get to work because this hair needs to be washed today, bad. But I did want to show you, I got an Amazon package and I just want to show you what I got. I was just scrolling through items that were FSA, HSA eligible and saw this, and it's an ear cleaner. Using Q-tips is apparently not good for you. I've personally have never had any problems with them, but they're not good for you. I started using bobby pins like an old hairdresser used to do on me when I was a kid, and then I'll go back and clean it with a Q-tip. But then I saw this and I was like, let's try this. So it's basically like a water irrigation system. What I really went on Amazon to order was these focus peels. I hadn't heard anyone talk about them. I was just actually looking for something to help me focus, because all this week, every time I sat down to do school, out of my 3-hour block that I set aside to do school, I was probably getting like an hour and a half max of actually focus work. I don't know what it is. Like, it's hard for me to get started. Once I get in and get in the zone, I stay in. But that's after I've already been on the computer for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I need to make the best use of my time, my study time going forward, because I need to complete this degree in this term. So finish all the courses by February, which is a lot of pressure. But after I mapped it all out, I really feel like I can get it done, especially since when I look at the name of the courses, it's all stuff that I've done before through Reviture, through boot camps. Only a little bit of those courses are things that are completely unfamiliar to me, like networking. And I think I only have to do like networking foundations. And actually, really, once I get into it, it's probably some stuff that I did learn. Courses that people complain and say that it took them a long time to finish, like the Python programming course, people say that they had to do like 2 and 3 tries to pass. So basically, that course is really easy for me, and a lot of other people struggle with it. So the gist that I'm getting, honestly, is that all the courses in this degree are really foundational knowledge. Even the ones that are like going past the foundations is still foundational knowledge. But really, you learn more in practice than in theory. So even if they went deeper in what they teach us in this degree, you really won't grasp the concepts until you're actually building projects and using the technologies, the tools, practicing problem solving, things like that. These, I'm hoping, will get me through the next December, January, February, 3.25 months. Wow, that's fast. I think I'm actually gonna take one today to clean, like when I'm cleaning, and see how that goes. So I'll report back. I didn't realize my camera was so zoomed in. But yeah, I think 5x7. 6x9, then we go into that little walk space. Too much. Now that we figured that out, because that was a brief brain detour, I have not taken the focus supplement yet because it said that it was best to take it with a meal, so I had to eat first. So now I'm gonna take it so my brain can stop going on side quests. Ooh, bad angle. My scissors. All right. The review said that it kicks in at like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna take it, pick up this measuring tape just so it's out of the way, and then go put the stuff in my hair and start the process. Oh, I should have did that before I ate and washed dishes because it would be ready to wash now. Yeah. It says to take 2 with a meal. I kind of want to take just 1, but we're gonna start with 1. Let's see what happens. And I'm gonna drink just the rest of this water with it. I should be in my zone by 3:30.